Need to get some tunes up. See, this is the fun when you feel broken. Hey there, Omega. Welcome in. Thank you for the coolant. Give me 1 second and you'll be able to actually see me moving about. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. So how goes things, everybody? Day going well? Hopefully nothing too catastrophic is going on right now. Eh, jaw's still kind of fucked, but that's gonna be normal. Am alive. Okay, alive is good. Welcome to Saturday. Got a doll work on, so let's get two colors. And VTuber, VTuber. And then Sabaton's going. I think you mentioned the fighting tourney was going to be happening this weekend. Sabaton doesn't come to mind though. Is that a specific thing or is that the event name? Yeah. So, got some art to work on, so let's get to color. Oh. Is this Saba? It is Sabaton. Thank you again for more coolant. Assuming you just wanted it for the bucket. Let's see here. That. Let me just post this in a couple areas. Which would be... Oof. Level up off of promotions is never a good feeling. Then Kin's area is loud because we're doing art today. Okay. Yeah, I've been in a bit of a metal mood, so we're probably just going to go with that tonight. So don't mind me if I kind of fall into focus while I'm getting on stuff. Let's see. We leave off. Hmm. Here we go. And I guess just so people understand what's going on. There we go. Test 25, you're waiting for it. Forgot what Tess said he's doing. But it makes sense for the main tourney to not fight with CEO. You're definitely right there. I don't usually watch too many streams while I'm streaming personally, if only because of the fact that my internet connection can only realistically handle so much. But I'll take a peek after if it's still going. Do that right? There. The trained moose delivering packets to the cabin and all. Well, we gotta make sure that the packets actually arrive safely now, don't we? So here, 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 and then... Hmm. Let's see here. This is going to be the blue thing. That's going to be the boot. That's going to be a sock. So those... I have 5 streams in a football game. Yeah, you should probably get yourself a bigger moose if you've got that much going on. Good. I believe Solace would be in kind of the same boat, to be completely honest with you, so... Paint bucket? Rude. Go. What is with the selection lately? So how does selecting this not get into there? Holy strand, 5 streams. Y'all gotta be careful about that. Having too many streams up is gonna kill your modem. Good. Let's just make sure all these purples are taken care of. Estrella. Oui, oui. Oh, that's right. Oui, oui. Un croissant. And these are also purple. Should be everything. Actually, too many individuals. There we go. Actually, all of those would be purple too. So that, that. Also, Solace, just for the sake of sanity, I'm probably going to put spats on this. I'm going to assume that Cyan has something else under there, but for the sake of this angle, I kind of have to. These need to get hit. That will be jacket. I think that also needs to be skin. Actually, no, that doesn't need to be skin. That would need to be black because there's a sock there. Spend by Uno. So much purple in this. Oh, the spikes aren't actually purple. We'll fix that when we... Actually, we can probably just do that now. We don't have many whites and or grays to do. Nope. There. So you... Thank you, select tool, for being consistent. That would be this color. You... These fasteners. Pouches. And what else would be white? You. Then subsequently you. And then the tags and zipper. But those would already be done. So you. That's a problem. Let's just do that again real quick. That's fine. That'll be yellow. I think that's fine. It's kind of surprising when you think about how much purple actually is in Cyan's design. Considering they're supposed to be the taco alien and cyan is literally in their name, that's one of the least amount of used colors in here. I think that's everything that needs to be purple. Oh. We'll just go over top of there because we still need to put the white in. Okay, what else needs to be purple? I think that's it, actually. I am omitting those bottom belts on the jacket, if only because I don't think those would fit very well with this design. And considering we have already got this, which would functionally need to have like a wire in it, having a bunch of loose tassels just on the bottom of the thing seems... What's the best word for this? Inconvenient, at best, for a doll. Unless you plan on hanging her upside down, in which case then it's fine. But for the sake of this, I'm not going to put those in. Yeah, let's see here. White. White would be that. White would be these. Be these fasteners. There. Also be these tags and the zipper. And I really wish I knew what I did to my selection tool, that a 3 wide pixel gap is not selected unless I pull out the other block. Missed a spot. There. I'm glad things like pirate metal exist. Here, that little pinkish white that we're using. Should probably also just use this time to get this bit in. Didn't put it in there. There. White. Small brush. Now we get to have some fun. Maybe some fun that's relating to actually keeping my colors in the right spot. Pirate metal is just as good as regular metal, so I'm not skipping it. This would also be in the spot. What you mean, just as good? I'm saying that it's fantastic, Omega. It's just as good as all other metal. Therefore, it is fantastic. Because metal is fantastic. And people should not be downplaying pirate metal. I'll have you walk the plank. I would love to make you. I'd love to see you try. Squishy little phoenix. Here. Probably go a little bigger. Oh. Oh. Robot sink fast. Robot may sink fast, but robot also doesn't need to breathe. What about you, little phoenix? You're just gonna puff up into a bit of ash. Even if you're constantly being reborn down there, you're still gonna be stuck in the ocean. Okay. Yep. Tie me to an anchor. I mean, if you want to just stay down there, I'm not exactly gonna stop you. Also, if any of you can hear the crying child, which seems to be outside my cabin door, just let me know and I can look in audio settings. Because this is a family-friendly establishment, and we definitely don't want to hear people actively crying in chat. Find out whether Davy Jones' locker is really full of smelly gym socks. I mean, considering it's been under the ocean for a while, I don't think those socks are going to be very intact. Yep. Okay. Thought this might be more sea shanties, but this is very much dwarven forging. Why did these all need to have a white stripe? Probably should do this from up close. I mean, when in doubt, dwarves would listen to metal. It's got hard rock in it. It's got solid tonal structures. And you can drink pretty hard to it, too. Like, I don't think they take the opportunity in Deep Rock Galactic to actually bring up this point, but like, metal should realistically be good for dwarves. Especially with the level of camaraderie that actually comes with Deep Rock Galactic and just dwarven culture. Like, pop music's not going to work for dwarven culture. Why would it? Is Widrose popular among the Deep Rock Galactic community? I'd wager so. We'd have to do like a proper interview with them to see, but like they made a metal version of Diggy Diggy Hole. There's got to be some link to them with some form of dwarven community. Ow, fuck. Ow. Okay. Thought it was just my neck that was fucked. Okay. That's fine. Sorely disappointed if it were that otherwise. Yeah. It might be worth double checking with them, to be honest. Maybe they've done something for Deep Rock Galactic already. Like a theme song or something. Thank you, Omega. That's what I was doing. Yeah. Or at least trying to. Really does not want to pop. Nothing's free in the freezer. Alright, alright. I'll let you burn some of your points then. Here. So much white stripes. Here. Come on, hand. I get that it's Pride Month, but you still need to draw straight lines occasionally. Was my joke that bad, Omega, or something else crash and burn? I've heard worse, but I do hear a lot. Well, I won't try to torment you with the pride jokes too much then. Good. Try, at least, being the verbiage. We all have to make an effort, right? To hear the horrible things I say when no one's around. I would imagine they're pretty hot and busy, so I figured that was too high. Gotta remember that I'm not on selection anymore. Okay. Actually, I take that back. No one should hear those things. See, Omega, you're learning. That's important in this day and age. Okay, that's the shoulder cracking. Arms, I'm gonna need you to stay intact. We're not even gaming tonight. I kind of need the motor control here. Do do do. And at least when it comes to your humor, it is usually a good idea to find the right safe spaces for what you can do with your humor, because there are people who are going to just vehemently not enjoy it. There we go. I have this bad habit where I change song lyrics to poop jokes. Okay, yeah, that would probably get people annoyed with you relatively quick. It's terrible, and I'm the one singing, and even I shake my head at myself. Well, at least you've realized. That's kind of what's the most important. Yeah. They get started from bad commercial jingles, but now it's just everything. I'd be a little bit concerned about local commercial jingles if there were that many poop jokes in them. The poop humor generation just passed. Okay. Then this would... Too hard. That's fine. Yeah. In the US, we have the worst commercial jingles. Changing lyrics to poop is a significant step up. So you're saying it doesn't really compete with Japan's weird commercials then? Maybe, maybe if I spoke Japanese. I mean, it's always worth checking Japanese commercials, if only because they're ridiculous. You don't have to know what they're saying in Japanese to actually get it either. Well, sometimes you do. Not all the time, though. Here. But for now, I can't just keep saying, what the hell am I doing here? Well, You'll be stuck in the US for now, Omega. There's not much you can do to change that unless you and Frank decide to move in together by getting paid to go to Switzerland or something. Yeah, it needs to be a little thicker. Here's a little bit of speed. Wonder if Switzerland's good at fighting games, masters of neutral and all. I guess it depends. You could probably find a few good fighting game players over there. But they may be playing Monopoly. Or at least other people may be playing Monopoly. Okay, that's good. Yeah, exactly. You're seeing where I'm coming from. That. Miss anything else? No. Okay. Sand also cute. Hey there, Nano. Hopefully things are going well. Uh, I guess thinking on it, how do I actually get that little preview thing up? Just so that way I can actually show the full body of what I'm doing while I'm zooming in and out on this one. See if I can figure that out real quick. Here. Flip, Studio, Paint, Document Preview? Flip, Studio, Paint. Uh, Preview? Window? Finally have some energy to do some summer homework. Sounds like a good thing. Summer homework is definitely a little bit funky, but window, canvas, new window from canvas in window of the menu. See here. Do, do, do. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. There we go. And no worry, it was just minor layout surgery. I figured it out, I think. Okay, I figured it out. Yay, I know how to look at Google things. Patient survived. Yep, the patient has been patient with us, and we were able to figure it out relatively quick. I feel like you're trying to drown me tonight, Omega. I can tell you now, it's not gonna work. Yep. No, I'm trying to get you drunk. I'm not sure how you would expect me to get drunk, Omega. I don't exactly have any viruses with me. I remember learning about this when I started out with streaming. Took a whole day to figure out how to show it in the stream layout. Well, it's definitely one of the more awkward things that you can end up doing, but it is definitely helpful just so that way you can actually show to everybody what's going on in your completed piece, at least. Bigger brush. And it seems to keep up to date once you actually lift your pen up. That's good. Cool. Let's see. Does he use a lot of shortcuts and zooming all over the place? Oh yeah. I do I do at least a good amount of zooming, so having one little preview thing is probably better just while I'm working on stuff and don't need my color references up. There we go. No one will be able to see that section, but that's fine. Watching me might cost a bit of your sanity. So are you saying you're an eldritch being, Nano? Are you the eldritch banana snack? Actually, a little too big. I'm a babby eldritch. Just a little bit of sanity loss. Well, that's good at least. Be a little bit disadvantageous if you were to start streaming again and all of us just lost our minds. Then we wouldn't be able to sub to you, Nano. And that would be pretty disastrous. That's a bit too deep. So here, then I need to zoom up a bit. Okay. Here. Have totally subbed to people during moments of insanity. I mean, yes, but not all of us have the same willpower, Omega. You do have to keep this in mind. The people are different from you. And I'm aware that Solace probably could as well, but not all of us are quite that strong. true. It's always my thing. No. Go in a bit. Go up. Hmm. This should also probably be purple. Just thinking about the physics here. I loved building the RPG characters who'd will their way through anything. Having RPG characters that are just street smart in your story does tend to help out a little bit, to be completely honest with you. Because you could have just a group of murder hobos and then the one guy to the side who's probably like a very disgruntled bard who's just keeping an eye on things to be like, okay, that guy just knocked out another patron. I'm probably going to have to distract them. Or, okay, the rogue is stabbing someone again. We very much need to get rid of the cops. That might actually not be a bad character to try to play, actually. Just the disgruntled bard who's seen shit and is kind of done with the crazy antics of everybody else. Still has party mode, obviously, but they would basically have party mode face and be like, oh, yay, haha, we are now a crew of lovely individuals. And then behind closed doors, it would just be, God fucking damn it, why did he have to go do that? Now we're gonna have to go do community service, and I really am not down for this shit. Oot. I might have to look into that actually, and what kind of bard that would actually be. Because there are points where you're kind of just done with the silliness and want to, murder the vampire. How about the bard that sings the songs of Rayla? My brain is not currently computing who Ryla is, but if that's a girl that the bard had met in the bar just recently, then maybe. So, an octopus with a ukulele. Gotcha, gotcha. I could see a bard worshipping that. He'd probably be confused and still not necessarily 100% down for any of the nonsense that the octopus with a ukulele brings, but he's at least learned enough by now that he should try, there we go, to accept the fact that he's just screwed and understand what's going on. Oh, hey there. Welcome in. Hopefully the evening's running well for you so far. We're just working on the cyan doll, but how are things on your end of the woods? Probably move on to the yellow next, to be honest. Which will be most of this. The night is good. It's 2:15 in the morning, and it's young. I'd say the day's gone all right so far. Got to hang out with the father truck today. Just kind of shoot the shit and see how lives are going between us since we don't get to see each other super often. But we're just taking our time, relaxing a bit while we're getting the sand flats done since I was not able to get them done during the week. How are things on your side? Hopefully you've been enjoying your gaming sessions lately. Ups and downs, life as you know it. Definitely understand those kinds of issues. Well, hopefully, at the very least, the rest of this weekend can treat you a little bit better. Can't say I know too much about holidays on the European side, but also, thank you for the hydration. Probably should do that. Hmm. Would I actually have room to just slot this, like, right here? I could. Thank you, Timeline. You actually provide us with something useful. I guess that means I could technically bring Wiggly in from imprisonment, couldn't I? Let's just get him in real quick. You can come back inside, buddy. I trust you. Good. Theater on this time. Aye, we're working on our buddy Cyan, an alien who visited Earth because of a distinct love of tacos. She's a buddy of ours who ended up doing the sandwich emote, which I don't recall who in the chat has that, but what did I name it? I really need to change the name on that. Dude. But they're good, buddy. They deserve the love. Alien visited Earth. That's her worst mistake. Also, hey, the Kala. Welcome in. Hopefully the evening's treating you alright so far. We're just having some fun getting some art done, but how are things on your side? It's going, Sleepy Kala as always. Well, I am usually in the later block of everybody, so that is completely understandable there. And the art's going alright so far. Since I finally figured out how to do the image preview on one side, you can kind of see that we're working on Arsa and stuff. wonder actually. Can I put that in here? No? Okay. That's fine. It's 9:20, so not too late. Okay, so you're in same time zone then. Hopefully the EST isn't being a complete douche nozzle on your side, Kala. Oh, I didn't do that one. Whoops. There we go. Might have the best idea. Let's go on that watery rock populated primordially by barely intelligent great apes. You're not wrong, Air. You're not wrong. But, but, the aliens have tacos. Or the monkeys have tacos. That's significantly bigger difference. These also need to be selected. That would imply that this block is selected. I do not want that. Actually, no, I do want that one to be selected. There. What the fuck nugget did I do with those lines there? This one's supposed to be the gray. That one's supposed to be the edge of the coat. What is this supposed to be? Brain, what did we do? Hmm. Oh, okay. I always just try to be a little bit safe with that air, so don't mind me. My brain is dying. What is this for? What are all of those for? Brain, what were you high on? This line is unnecessary. Do-do. You have been voted off this canvas. Goodbye. Okay. Try and make this actually legible, Jude. There. This is a gift. We're not allowed to fuck this up too much. There we go. Did you ever draw dolls with non-human heads? So far, no. I don't think I've done any non-human heads. Just don't mind this is the burb screen. But the dolls that we've done so far, or at least the ones on the table right now, there is technically one more, but it needs to be redone anyways. That one. And robot head does not count, Omega. I'm still an anthropomorphized being. And Jason's cat head does not count either. That's still anthropomorphized, although to a bit of a lesser degree. Oh, I'm always enthralled by the little vibing Judes. I figured having little dolls dance around was probably something that at least would be fun for people to look at during the burb screen. Here. This yellow would also be applied to this, that. There. Maybe one of these days we'll do something with a non-human head, but it has been a while since I've designed anyone like that, so most of my roster doesn't really have anything like that going for them. That's fine. The other yellow bits would be this little underside piece. There we go. I guess just because it's such an energetic dance, if it was something slow, it wouldn't be as good. Also, welcome in, Jade. Hopefully the evening's running well for you and you're not melting too hard. But in terms of the dances, yeah, I do try and look for stuff that's a little bit peppier. Because it seems out of character for me almost, and then that's why I find it funny. Much excess purple bleeding in. You're not allowed to do that, purple. This is a yellow space. Oh, the AC is actually working. Good. I'm glad those death threats actually got it to get its act together. I mean, what? So Jude doesn't normally dance to keep the moose entranced. No, unfortunately, since most moose make people shit their pants, I try to make sure to avoid any enhance of my targeting. I was trying to get that to rhyme. Ants is not a very easy thing to rhyme with. Moose make people shit their pants, so I try to avoid their murderous glance. Yeah, that would work. Because moose are fucking terrifying. Just keep that in mind. Moose are terrifying. They don't actively try to kill people often, but when they do, you're not gonna get out of it unscathed. Moose walks by you and you just die. I would admit it'd be an interesting story if there was a moose that was just plagued so hard or cursed so hard that anyone walking within like 20 feet of it just instantly dropped. Okay. believe all the cuffs on the socks and such are yellow. So you would also get this? Moose smells so good, you just get close to it and die because your life is complete. I don't think a moose would ever smell good, just to put that lightly. Spot. How far low can we put you? There we go. How does it taste? Can't say I have talked with anyone who has actually eaten moose before, so can't tell you. I'd imagine it's fairly gamey considering how muscly moose are in the first place. Like, there's not a lot of fat in those beasts. And I think we've gone over just how large moose are. So imagine that size of a creature and it's mostly muscle. It's probably not going to taste very well. Or very good, rather. I'm sure the moose has gotten a pretty good taste for blood at this rate, so its sense of taste should be fine. There. Since Heavy Metal Jude can ride moose, then moose can be as strong as they come. I think you turned on your Spanish keyboard by accident there, Omega. That's a lot of umlauts over your O's. Or your Spanish keyboard. What the fuck am I saying? Mexican keyboard. Okay, that puts the rim of the sock. That section would be black. That's for the cyan ring. That's to continue up to the cyan ring. Anywhere else that needs to explicitly be yellow? Ah, those. Okay. A moose. Big moose. Moose come for child. Present child to moose or suffer. They shouldn't be screaming. We're not even into the shading yet. Don't worry, the torture's yet to come. And yeah, as an obvious tell, I will be doing my best to be working on this one off stream. I will either finish it or show the finished version of this on camera. But since we need to do a cyan doll, a Jason doll, and a Kin doll with the new design, I need to get through these a little bit quicker than like 4 days of work, or 4 hours of work for 4 days, so like 20 hours. I am not that quick with these dolls. Or some outsource some of these to the elves. No, the elves don't like listening to me. They don't exactly like the fact I'm a robot, so they're considering me as some form of a plague to their society. I don't really know. They don't talk to me that much anymore. They just kind of leave me alone in here since they know that I'm not trying to hurt them, but they just don't want to talk to me anymore. It's honestly pretty rude. Too far. Put me on the phone with their manager. I mean, you can try, but I'm pretty sure that guy's only working one time of the year. Man runs a very successful business, so he doesn't need to be in the office very often. Why it's hard actually getting a hold of management up at the pole. I mean, it'd be pretty cool to fly away on a unicorn. Okay. Heard you say unicorn and knew it could only be Gloryhammer coming up. Is this one of their more famous songs? Ow. Good song for D&D RP? Oh yeah. You'd probably hear like the fighter singing this. Only the most serious metal bands do unicorn songs. I mean, you're not wrong. Would that technically be yellow there? Uh, no, that would be gray. I don't know if it's that popular. It's one of their new ones, but checked out Unicorn, Unicord Invasion of Dundee. That sounds like something you would hear from an Australian band. Dundee is not a word that's used very often. Okay, it is unicorn. I thought unicord may be a play on words, to be honest. Dundee's in Scotland? Really? Eh, no other yellow realistically needs to be needed, but this is, I think, how cyan just shades stuff. Gloryhammer's Scottish and freaking loves unicorn. Well, definitely nothing wrong with that. Unicorns are pretty cool. There. I believe that is all of the yellow. Hmm. So that's gray, that's black, that's gray, that's gray, that's gray. Okay. And then gray, gray, black, gray, gray. Also gray. Okay. Their whole fiction's based on Dundee becoming an intergalactic power. Okay. Nothing wrong with taking over the universe with metal. Hmm. Okay, tired already. That's a good sign. Only an hour and a half in. What the fuck happened there? What the fuck happened to most of these lines? Uh, that's a bit concerning. That's recently, too. Okay. Not exactly a fan of that, because that's annoying to fix. I'm gonna have to go over a lot for this, too. Hmm. What happened to you? It looks like something erased the lines, but I haven't done anything like that. Something must have happened when I did the yellow coloration, to be honest with you. But nothing happened on the line layer when I was doing that. Here. So I guess is it safe to say that you know a good bit about metal music, Omega? More than most. Jason probably knows more. I'd imagine Jason knows a good bit about it, yeah. Jason's just been a little bit too busy with secret projects, so haven't really been able to ask him. Here, what the fuck happened? Don't I was admittedly mostly asking because if you want to give trivia on things, you're more than welcome to. In terms of the music, at least. Might need to do a Google search later just to see what may have actually caused this. Because I wouldn't have hit anything that would delete the lines. And this causes a hell of a hitch in the workflow. You don't want trivia from me? I might be making stuff up. Technically true. Dude. I've only known of one other Omega in the universe, and they weren't exactly the most truthful person. Ooh. Missed a section. What on the glove? Did that erase any of the lines there? Thankful for that, but not sure why it decided to break. That part's fine. That part's fine. That part's fine. Because deceit is the highest form of affection. That's not true, and you know it, Omega. Uh, Also, isn't the gold version of that a limited thing? No, that's from someone's specific channel. Okay. I thought there was an emote on Twitch that it's like people got periodically Like a golden kappa or something. And that way you could flaunt it for a day and then it would just re-roll people for the next day. From the exclusive club of cats? Is that what that is? JB8. Can't say JB8 makes me think of any specific streamer. Do gonna assume they do some fighting game stuff. And then that is going to be darker. Sorry, Cyan, you're getting spats. That's basically like saying, does Santa do Christmas? Well, that should go to show you then how much I'm paying attention to the rest of the fighting game community, Omega. I conceptually do like fighting games. I don't research them very often, though. Like, you're the one making me do the most research right now. There. That in. You do what you can. It two. Oh, no. Okay. Should probably finish doing the black where I can. So, first bits first. And here. Unholy Cosmic Frost would probably be a fairly good spell name that I'm thinking about it. That would be something you'd give an anti-paladin or something similar, I feel. Just the deity that they have to forcibly be worshipping now would probably be able to give them something like that. And leave it to Gloryhammer. I mean, when you look at most metal-based things, you could probably get D&D ideas from most bands. Nope, I'm still good. Power Metal do love their sword and sorcery. Admittedly, thinking on it, I would kind of like to see a D&D campaign that plays out like the cartoon Metalocalypse, if people have seen that. Even if it is an isekai-esque story, where a metal band just gets transported to a lane of sword and sorcery and they just kind of have to, survive and figure out how to get back home. Dude, there is actually one podcast that I've been super falling behind on. That's a D&D podcast where four dads and their four respective children get transported to a high fantasy universe one day on their way to soccer practice. And they slowly start to integrate with the world and get D&D-esque powers that match their dad persona. I'd have to double check what the name of the campaign is, but I've been mostly listening to it on Spotify. Hope they brought proper football to the heathens. I think they're more soccer dads than football dads, but I'd have to double check. Football. You can get away with that. Proper football. Well, proper football at the very least is fairly important to the world. There. I just gotta do you. We are just about done the flats. That I'm treating as gray. Thank you for the hydration, Omega. Hmm. Always good to keep the oil canister nearby. There. This can go down there. Up to here. Gotta go silent for a bit. Alright, sounds good, Omega. Enjoy your workout session. Okay, so there's that. Do the little section first, and then we'll worry about the big one. Oh, right. Kin's not streaming today because they're Seek. Ouch. I didn't have to worry about that. Okay. Uh-oh. Things sound different. Did that pop out? Thank you, Nano, for the hydration. Redeeming an Omega stat. I'd say that's fair. How goes your summer homework, by the way? Hopefully it's not treating you too hard. Done some minutes ago, huh? That's certainly a good thing. Hmm. Not allowed. And how's my homework going? I mean, we're getting there. Not fast, but we're getting there. Let's do the pink and cyan's hair before I forget about this. Don't. Let's see here. So it's ignoring that. would include this bang specifically, not with the pencil brush. Go. Go to here. Actually, no. Would love to show the preview, but I do kind of need to keep an eye on where this actually is. Gooch. Here. Ever notice how complicated it is to color her hair? Yeah, Cyan's got a good amount of difficulties when it comes to actually replicating the design. It's not inherently a bad thing, but if you're not, like, super up there in the art tiers, you're gonna end up missing on some pieces. Oh boy. And especially if you need to simplify down the design into another format, because you have to be very careful to make sure you're not missing anything of large value. Actually. I told her that her design looks like a space construction worker with a fancy cape. Now, did Cyan take that as a compliment, or... Here... Then... Here, this will fade out into a certain section. Okay, simple part, less simple part. Because that's not how hair works. That that's not what she was going for, and that someone has already used the Space Engineer VTuber trope. I mean, just because someone's used a trope before doesn't necessarily stop anyone from using that as a design point. But I do kind of get where Saiyans coming from, that they probably wouldn't want to also do it. Nice fade. Thank you. Trying my best at least. A pink to cyan fade is not the easiest one to really implement. But are those pink stripes fading? I didn't know that. Oh no, I'm just putting my own touch on it, to be honest with you. Cyan literally just has this going from pink to cyan with like nothing between them. But that's not how hair works. So, personal touch. Because it is not defined and I'm not asking someone about a birthday present to them. She's an alien, so can't apply the same law of physics. No, I can't. However, this is a doll. I can apply whatever laws of physics I want. Which technically could also just be a flat texture, but I don't like that. Imagine if Syaz goes, that's not how my hair works, I refuse to accept this gift. Eh, not much I can do about that. It would suck, but like, I'm putting a personal spin on it, so that's about what I can expect. Let's see here. What else is there one? On the middle one, which I didn't really do one-to-one, but I would mostly question why there's randomly placed highlights in Cyan's hair, to be honest with you. I get that she's an alien, but what purpose does it serve to have pink in the middle of one section of your hair? You gonna mimic the cyan and purple in the eyes as well? Or are you gonna bug eye these ones too? I'll try to get the cyan C in there as well. That technically would work in terms of... That technically would be relatively easy to implement for this. Because those are purposefully alien and non-human eyeballs, unlike most of the people we've done the dolls for so far. And then one going along the length of this one. And fashion. I understand that people have a passion for the fashion, but there does come an extent as to what a limiting factors. Same reason why your hair's purple. My hair's purple because of fiber optics, Nano. That's not necessarily why Cyan has random pink splotches in there. God, my phone is ringing a lot today. Saturday is going to be Saturday, though. Most mobile game companies are going to do their thing. Okay, let's take it to there at the max. Actually, idle thought and thinking on it, but what if Jude's fiber optics actually had some weird bug to them? Where if he chose one color, there would be certain parts of it that would actually swap over to an opposing opposing color. So like if the main hair is purple, there would just be a splotch of yellow like on the bottom of the bangs. Oh no, she has the same log on off button on her shirt as you. No, she doesn't. She's got the C, but I'm not seeing an on-off button. Yeah, the zip tie, that's a C. Oh, for that. Yeah, I guess that technically looks like a power button. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be, though. I think that's just a key ring on a zipper, Nano. There we go. The cosmetic question I really want an answer for is how she got her hands on the cape. Like the digital scarf thing that she's got. I think outside of lore, Cyan does, yeah. Cyan just likes the scarves from Warframe, so she probably just included it because of that. But Cyan as an alien would probably have just traded for one, I feel. Probably made a trade for one of the tacos she procured from Earth with the Warframes because they had no idea what the fuck people were cooking down here. It looks fancy, nothing like the rest of her kit. Yeah, it is kind of just the one digital insert thing that she's got to make it, well, second, she technically has her little headband of, or her crown, quote unquote. Yeah. Which are technically hovering there. But aside from that, yeah, the digital scarf is probably one of the slightly bigger pieces that she's got. Let's see here. Oh, right. There we go. And then that needs to be fixed on the color layer for the coat, which I believe is this. There we go. There we go. I thought the cape is a hologram or something. I'm not sure about the technical limitations of what it counts as, but it's at least a digital construct. That much is at least true. Also, I'm realizing that we've hit the 2-hour mark. I should probably take a break just so I can stand up and see if cracking my neck that way actually gets rid of this slightly uncomfortable feeling that I've got. But I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes or so. Make sure to grab a drink if you need to, and I'll be back in a beat. Alrighty then. Hello. Hopefully y'all were able to get some water in you. Now what should we do here? Probably the remaining cyan pieces, as well as that black, because that's technically supposed to be down here. And my justification for this is supposed to be the sock. It is just significantly longer on the right leg, so it will actually be displayed on the right leg. As hidden as the right leg actually is in terms of the grander scheme of things. Then, see here, black, black, yellow. I do the gray for that. Yes, some. This shoe point is going to be mostly cyan. That's going to be the gray. I didn't notice that super late, but I'm not sure why this artifacting is here. Oh, whoops, I missed a piece. Okay, so the only things we need to do now are the cyan colorations and the gray colorations, as well as fixing all of the random artifacting that should not happen because nothing is using a fuzzy brush CSP. Stop making me have to go in and fix mistakes that should not be happening. There. That should be fine. How do we get this part out of the way first? Because a lot of this needs to be this cyan coloration. At least in terms of volume. Here. Then these lines on the pouches are this color. Then what other colors are on those pouches? And I need the bottom half. Thank you. Okay, yeah, those are also cyan. Thought so. Okay, should be everything in cyan. Oh, right, the tags. There we go. There. And then any other area is going to be the gray. I'm pretty sure. We're also going to have fun with shading because these are apparently light up, so there's just going to be a nice blue glow in this area and in this area. Oh, right. There. Okay. And now the fun part. What is with this artifacting? Bad. Supposed to be a solid color. You're not supposed to have holes in you. Just because you're yellow does not mean you're allowed to imitate Swiss cheese. Mm. Okay, that should be flats done at the very least. I don't think I've missed anything. Time is it actually? At 11. Probably should get started on the eyes at least then, just to make sure we get that C in there. That's better. Color. There we go. Hey there, Viper. Hopefully things are going well. Assuming you ended off early just because you've been going for like 8 hours now or so. Hmm. Oops. Crossed the 9 hours, my body was saying it was time to wind down. Makes sense. Makes sense. How goes the Arton? I'd say the Arton's going alright. Because of the numerous birthdays we've got, I'm just trying to keep on top of the gifts this time around. But aside from that, I'd say it's going alright. Sounds like Freedom Call. It's possible. If you look at the screen at least, I do have Spotify displaying on the CSP timeline there. Been in a bit of a metal mood lately, so been kind of letting that run. Hurt. Exactly. Sometimes metal's just nice to keep around. But aside from the 9 hours of Final Fantasy, how did it end up going for you? I know we were kind of discussing it while I was in there at least, but it's apparently grittier this time around. Here. Extend this curve. There we go. Been pretty good. Without spoilers, we got a new skill. Let's just go full Ora Ora Ora. If we time a counterpunch correctly, that's always good. You always want to make sure you're having some Fist of the North Star in your Final Fantasy if you've got the option for it. We also cut off someone's hands, and they show that's pretty dark. Hey, I mean, if Final Fantasy is actually going to be using the M rating properly, then I'm down for it. It's definitely rare for them to actually get it across, but if they're having fun, they're having fun. I'm not going to fault them for it. There. That should solve that problem. Just gotta do the same on this one. Drink. That's about close. A little more. Okay. One franchise I wouldn't actually mind seeing get an M rating would be Dragon Quest, actually. I'd kind of want to see how they would actually handle that. guys really outside? God damn it. I don't know if they ever would since they lean a bit more cutesy, but Lab has proven you can look cute in anime and emotionally destroy someone. Yeah, Labyrinth has done a lot for the gaming community. They just don't know it yet. But that would be up to the design team there, because they can only do it if they get the okay for it. Dude. I kind of just want to fix that now, to be honest with you. Dude. Are you so far out there, man? I did not do this. Yes, thinking on it, actually, they do still touch on M-rated themes in Dragon Quest games, don't they? Because there's still a surprising amount of death in there. Not really anything by suicide, but from what I recall from Dragon Quest XI, there was the sister who functionally sacrificed herself to, like, save the party, and that was a fairly noble goal for her. Dude. So if they can get away with at least... That might be why that's actually outside the line. When it comes to the more mature themes from 11, they could probably get away with a lot more if they tried something funny in 12. Also Puff Puff. Puff Puff would at least be enough to, like, get its cyberpunk levels of mature rating if they did it properly. But I think as a joke, it's probably better to just keep it as Puff Puff than try to do anything else with it. And most games have a party member who can just use sexiness as an offensive stat. That is true. Because didn't you have the ponytail girl with the polearm in 11? Jade or something? That was able to use her sexiness for it? Okay. I know there was also the... What the fuck happened to all my colors? Or my lines? What the f... Hmm. That shouldn't happen unless I've been hitting arrow keys, I think. And I think I've been hitting arrow keys. But I haven't moved anything. That is so confusing. Okay. I've had to touch up a lot in this so far, and I'm not sure what keeps causing it. Like, what the fuck happened there? I've literally been doing my W select to actually get this done. Ugh. I think I'm going insane. Now that part's out too far. Hmm. I wonder if I've been hitting buttons accidentally and stretching areas? That's all on point. That's no messy because I just added that back. Do. Fix stuff before we do the shading. And then that shouldn't even happen. What? That's deleting the lower layer. ESP, are you okay? Is there a goblin in here who's screwing with you? That's all aligned. Although you can see some artifacting popping out. You're fine. Mostly fine. Here. Okay. Please don't make me fix anything more, CSP. Only so much I can screw with my hair color tonight. Alright, brain should be back to normal. At least when it does come to Dragon Quest. I probably should play them one of these days, shouldn't I? Although I don't think I actually own any of them. Maybe that's something I'll keep an eye out for during the summer sale. Just any of the Dragon Quest games going for a slightly cheaper price. There we go. They're fun, but they're long. Yeah, Dragon Quest has always been pretty traditional RPGs when it comes down to it. And now it's the expanded edition I didn't get to play. Well, there you go. That might be a good reason for you to revisit it. No. You can still get in on any amount of sale ammo. 100% worth it just for the classic JRPG goodness. Might be something that's worth a stream game, but maybe it'll be something that's just worth a solo play. Because if it's going to be a long one, then that would depend on if people would want to see Dragon Quest. I don't know. It's something I can put up as a poll later as an idea if I do end up grabbing one. No, that's not following the curve. And oh, oh, thank you for the hydration. Also, hey there, Omega. Did you hear Dragon Ball? Not quite. We're talking about Dragon Quest right now. Just a fun little JRPG series. Although if you want to talk Dragon Ball, technically nothing's stopping us from doing so. Exactly, exactly. Still the same artist, so nothing's really stopping us from hopping topics between the two. There we go. How was I accidentally on point? I mean, that's kind of what happens when you've got an artist who does two completely different projects, but still names them the same, at least for half of it. Mm. That's just kind of the fun with Toriyama, though, right? Mm. There. No. Going up is fine. Going down, I should keep on a separate stroke. And I guess in terms of more popular manga in existence, I have actually been trying to catch up with Black Clover recently, just to see if hype is still deserved for that franchise. Dude, I think I'm only up to about chapter 103 on that so far, but still making decent progress at least. Dude. Just the concept of everybody has magic, so why not just have one character without magic and succeed in the world? Ever since Mashal, I've kind of just been going back to see what other franchises do it, to be honest. Reading is difficult. Reading is difficult, but I am also a computer, so I kind of have a little bit of an edge up in that department. A little bit easier for me to read when I can just put it into a PDF format, right? There we go. That's impressive. PDF is usually trash to parse raw. Well, I mean, I am the fancy robot here, right? You gotta have a little bit of a leg up on your Windows 10 computers. Or 11 for those of you who are scammed into getting that. Okay. So there's the eyes existing, so that's good. This probably doesn't need to be that kind of layer anymore, but when doing this part, we will. Okay, let's see. How did we do eyes? Do... Oh, a little smaller. Now, if only my AI was actually able to do art cleaner, that would be a nice advancement. But sadly, I don't have enough of a database filled up of my own art in order to replicate it cleanly, which is always a bit of a shame. we go. That robot art again. You don't gotta worry about too much, Omega. I don't necessarily care for AI art enough that we'll be using it for anything. These are gonna look real funky with that little cyan section. Alright, so similar idea here. Probably gonna need a smaller brush for this. Nope, nope, you're not allowed to do that. Here. Oh yeah, that means I'm actually gonna need to find someone to raid soon. Someone who's actually doing art tonight. Ow. Is Breath of the Kingdom a better FPS than Arknights? Yeah. Arknights doesn't have FPS in it whatsoever, Omega. That's like asking if Balloon's tower defense was a good FPS. And at least when it comes to Arknight's projects, even the 3D one that they're making right now is going to be third person anyways. Thought Balloons was a gacha? Balloons is not a gacha. Nothing about Balloons is a gacha. Arknights is a gacha. And tower defense. Balloons is just tower defense. And then Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild has third-person shooting mechanics in it at least. There. Gotta nap some noms and rest up for now. All good there, Viper. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully the rest of the evening treats you alright. That's the old Wiggly, too. That's the Wiggly without the jacket, or the yellow neck ring. I guess I need to add that Wiggly to BTTS, don't I? We've upgraded Wiggly. Wiggly has a gun now. Because Wiggly needs to take care of everybody in chat. Warning, the seal has a gun. Please stand back or else he will shoot you. Oh. Hello, Tinnitus. How are you doing today? You're in the ear that's listening to music. I need you to stop that. That should be lines, right? There. That's what you get for listening to metal for 3 hours. I mean, metal's good, though. Shouldn't have to suffer for listening to good music. Thank you for the extra coolant, though. So since Breath of the Princess is an FPS, then A Link to Zelda is kind of like rhythm game. I'm trying to figure out what joke you're exactly trying to say, Omega. Because there is a rhythm game based on Legend of Zelda called the... What is it? Legend of Cadence, I think? I gotta find out. It's one on Switch. 1 second. Cadence of Hyrule, that's what it is. But there was a game on Switch which was a crossover between Crypt of the NecroDancer and just the Legend of Zelda franchise as a whole. So that does exist. Make sure to keep an eye out for it. Okay. It actually sounds badass. NecroDancer legitimately is awesome. It is, yeah. They did a pretty good job of adding Legend of Zelda-esque things to a Crypt of the NecroDancer formula. And they were at least nice enough to... God, my eyes are starting to screw up. They were at least nice enough to implement both Link and Zelda as part of the main quest, so you could control either, and they each had their own like specials when it came to their base weapons. So it works out to be a pretty good time overall. I didn't get to play it much, but I've seen multiple just completions and speedruns of such, so I have a general idea of what's going on. Why? I'm just trying to be just as distracting as possible until I get around to mashing the Toho button. I think for tonight, I'm probably just going to ignore the Toho button, if only because my neck is already kind of too fucked up as is. And apparently my eyes are also fucked up because it's actually getting a little bit hard to see what I'm doing. Like, if you're gonna hit it, you'd have to hit it now. Because my eyes are already kind of gone. I don't want you in that much pain. I mean, I'm not really in pain, just it's really hard to focus now. We'll keep it on standby. Sounds good. One of the projects that we'll also do in the dolls at some point is I'll probably redraw the Iku doll, and then maybe do a Komaichi doll. Just for the fact those are the two main people I play from the main Soku. Then we may do Momiji and Yuka for Soku too. Or Momiji and Yuka. I think I said that right. Granted, I would want to draw one of Yuka anyways, but it's slightly besides the point. That's two or more dolls before that starts up and you get exponentially better each time. I'm generally concerned that your next Iku could electrocute us goons in chat. I mean, is that a bad thing? Don't you like being electrocuted? Your brain fires off once every, like, few milliseconds. I'm sure a little bit of electrocution from a lightning god wouldn't be a problem. Get a little bigger? And a little bit harsher. That, and admittedly, the Disco Queen does kind of deserve her own respect when it comes down to the dollification. I didn't exactly do her justice, given her wiggly, very wiggly oarfish cloak thing. Hmm, that's definitely not fuzzy enough. Okay. It at least gets the shading on the face. Also, just to get the point out of the way, the eyes do look funky as fuck with that C in there. She's an alien, it's fine. She's not supposed to be looking purely human. She needs to look a little unsettling in places. Oh, wrong thing. And I'm trying to give it that attempted creepy doll stare for this. Cyan is a nice person, but with the C's in the eyes, that can give you a very good 1,000-yard death stare if you're not careful. Probably should do these first, to be honest with you. I put the lines for the tubes. I put the lines on the tubes in the same place. I don't really want those to be... Well, I guess it's the edge, so it's technically fine. I just have to make it lighter to make up for that fact. Because I've seen those stupid plastic tubes that are usually on dolls that require it. Also, why am I doing line colors first? I guess just to place it there for now. Cute. And at least looking at progression of time, we may just shade these little antennae, then we'll probably call it there. Because that will either take us to midnight or take it to the point where I should probably stand up and crack a few things to make sure that I'm actually still alive. That aside, Omega, thank you, but I need to do like the 20 minutes of concentrating to find the right angle, is more what I meant. Let's see here. I'm gonna do the light parts first. Nope. That almost works. Um, Probably need more solid edges to this, I think. Let's try to think about this as if it were a polygon. There would be... Really? Yeah, I don't think it goes that high. There would be an edge roughly here. Also, you are not very soft. I'll be completely honest there, brush. Have I not liked this song before? I listen to this one a lot. We're thinking about this like the right object. A little bit less. Then a darker layer? To imply that this thing is inset. Okay. Works. Probably needs to be a little bit more intense, but A little bit on those edges. And I don't think you can really get more here, right? I can get a bit there. That's not too bad. I just need to replicate this on every single one of these. Ouch. Okay. Let's see here. 11:47. Where are we sitting exactly? Who's on? Is a good question. Let's see. Saito's doing Bloodborne. Sako's still doing art. Let's see. Ink is starting up with a hangout thing. Coconut Tree is on with art. Jinx is on with art. Laura's on with art. He is on with art. There's actually a lot of people on with art tonight. Holy crap. Okay. We're not spoiled for, or we are spoiled for choice, actually. I'm more surprised at that. Um, would be a good one to visit. Like, who have we not seen in a while? I'm spoiled like old milk. Yeah, no kidding. Let's just take a bit of a peek here. More calm work. Yeah, why don't we go to Shinxi? We don't exactly get to see them very often, and Kala's already chilling there. My eyes are kind of failing me anyway, so I will continue working on shading and such in the personal time. We'll come back next week and I'll show you the progress we're at least sitting at. I do kind of love the raccoon mask for Shinxi. That is also part of the reason I wanted to head over there. But I'll show you how far I get in the Discord or just next Saturday, depending on what we do. Doot. Because it'll very much depend. Let's see here. But aside from that, I'll end the stream roughly here. I'll be back again next Wednesday, and we'll keep roughly the same schedule, just because we're not done any of the games just yet. Inksy art, I think. Cool. So we'll be back next week with the rough same schedule. So Wednesday is... Oh boy, brain. Minecraft. We've still got a castle to build in there. Thursday will be Labyrinth. Friday will still be Legend of Zelda. Hopefully we get far enough in Labyrinth in order to actually make maybe the decision to just do Link for a bit. But we'll see. Don't really have much else to say here. So once you get over to Shinxi, just make sure to say hi and give them a hug and a follow. And aside from that, that's all I got. So for now, bye-bye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.